Mm. Hello, sexy souls. Oh, it is a good morning, right? My computer better not. My computer doing some weird stuff. I'm just paying attention. Hold on. Okay, we're all good. Oh, is it doing? I don't know. Might be the camera. I don't know. Alrighty. So, fresh off of a full moon, right? I'm not really sure how this is gonna go. Uh I had two things come through, and I'm like, okie dokie. One of them was more like when you are nervous about a response, you're nervous about information you're gonna get. Like if you're gonna take a test, did I pass? You're gonna do like that kind of stuff, like, or you ask a question and you're nervous about what is going to be said. I got that, like the anticipate, like sitting there waiting to hear. You're just like the uneasy feeling is what I want to say. But then they kept singing this song, and like I wasn't paying attention at first. Da, da. Like I was just singing it, and I was like, I stopped to listen to the lyrics, and it's the one song where it goes, "Ain't it fun living in the real world?" And I was like, oh fuck, like what? Like that doesn't sound my hello. A lot of like, oh gosh. So that's a very sarcastic line. Ain't it fun living in the real world? And I was just like, oh God, why are you? Like, what? That could go a million ways. My brain's just like, so I have no clue. But those were the things that came up. So we're just going to dive in and see what's what. I almost felt like doing something. Hey. Yeah, they're actually encouraging me to look at more of the lyrics, and I was like, but to me, if you're only singing that one lyric, then that's got to be the overall energy, right? Okay, hold on, let's see here. Jesus. Okay, see this. If it doesn't hurt now, then just wait. Just wait a while. You're not the big fish in the pond. You are what they're feeding on. I mean, so what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you, bitch? Like I'm over here going, okay, like, are you? Is this spirit telling you this? Are you telling somebody else this? Like, what the fuck? Like a spirit, like, yeah, everything don't revolve around you. Like, is that where? Okay, they're saying say it out loud. I'm reading it, and they're like, I'm over here. What? Where you're from, you might be the big one who's running things, where you can ring anybody's bell and get what you want. See, it's easy to ignore trouble when you're living in a bubble. Is somebody's bubble about to get burst? Ain't it fun living in the real world? Ain't it good being all alone? Oh, Jesus. Don't go crying to your mama. What? I feel like they knew my response would be like, what the fuck? Like, I guess we was about to get into some nitty gritty. Jesus. Because you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying. Okie dokie. As you can tell by my response, I have never actually listened to the lyrics. I've heard a song a million times. I have never paid attention. How many of y'all, raise your hand, how many of y'all, back in the 80s and 90s, you know what I'm saying, especially the 90s, you know, I want to sex you, and you just be singing shit, and you don't pay attention, and later on you're like, oh. You know, age ain't nothing but a number. Bitch, no, it's more than a number. It is more than a number. What? The shit we fell for when we were indoctrinated? Like I'm feeling like that right now in the moment. So I am not the only one who has ever jammed to something and been like, I didn't know it said that. So I feel like Spirit's also having a little bit of fun with this. And I'm still over here reeling like, oh, who is this directed at? Because I feel like I said, there was this uneasiness of like what somebody's about to hear, like a response or a reply or a communication, or it's like, I don't know. And then that. Okay. So let's just dig in. Thanks, Spirit. Hey, Terry. Oh, thanks, LP. So, okay, so we're just going to dig in. And there's still, it's on loop. Living in the real world. I'm like, ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? No, it's not. Like, this is why my human's over here going, shit. Because as soon as I heard this, I was like, uh-oh. Because, bitch, I know it's not. You don't reach 43 without, you know what I mean? Okay. Ain't It Fun is this name of the song by Paramore. Ain't it fun? Living in the real world. Ooh, the world no longer revolves around you. Like, who are we talking about? And who's saying this? Like, I got questions, but I'm also like, I don't know if I want to know. Like, are we about to get dragged by Spirit? Is the question. Okie dokie. Oh. Well, I got a glimpse. When I did that, I saw the Medusa card, which is like jealousy leads to downfall. And I know the other day that was in regards to a person. And it's almost as if it's like that person. Remember, we were like, that person is going to act out, kind of like they're just, you know. And something about, I wonder if you're saying this to that person or if this is how you feel. Oh, is the world not revolving around you anymore? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, okay. Okay, let's get in. There's a whole hesitation I'm going through right now. Where I'm like, do I really want to down the rabbit hole with Spirit? Right? That's what I'm saying. Here we go. Okie dokie. We did have a tick, time is ticking reading. We've got the hourglass right now. Time is of the essence. Then it says, true feelings are masked. These were the ones that came out in like these two right here. True feelings are masked, and a long journey brings rewards. And it's a little bit like, I remember those two being with the one that was the jealousy leads to downfall kind of thing, like somebody shows their ass, and time is of the essence. This one feels odd though. I don't know if this is the tick like the one before. This feels new. Like what do you mean? Time is of the essence. Wait, where are we going with it? Okay. Hermetic Tarot. All right. So I had the feeling like, I don't know why they went true feelings are masked, and it was almost like somebody was asking spirit, but I don't feel like it's you. So I'm trying to figure out who it is, because it was like, it's almost like asking spirit. So is that really how you feel? Like almost like feeling like spirit hasn't shown or given indication on something yet. Like it's giving like thinking you're in the universe's favor when you're not. I'm not going, oh, is that really how you feel? Oh, okay. I don't know. That's odd. Where is this going? It's going to be one of those roundabout ones, probably. A whole lot of hodgy-podgy shit, and then it makes sense at some point. They converge at some point. Okay. So we're starting here. So we've got first off the Ten of Swords. And they're bringing me to the wording down at the bottom with this one. And it says Lord of Ruin. And then we have the Five of Swords, Lord of Defeat. Definitely feels like someone not being on the winning end of something. Holy crap. Okay. Devil. I guess it does kind of come into it. This is picking up on some previous ones, because I think that they want to like jump back to someone. I just heard, is it me? I don't know if that's one of you all. Am I the problem? I don't think I'm the problem. You know, like that thing. Okay. So this is like, oh, okay. I can't get away from the idea that like the true feelings are masked is the how spirit really feels about something. I know that just sounds so, I'm like, this sounds very dramatic. Dun dun dun. And I'm like, okie dokie. And then we've got the Devil card here, and I feel like this has a lot to do with Ten of Swords being like something is getting ruined. Somebody's either perception of themselves or their reputation, or like the tower, you know, like whatever they've created, it's coming down because somebody's getting defeated. Like it's almost as if spirit didn't let an individual know that they were out of favor necessarily, or stopped giving them intuitive hits, and so they weren't aware that they were about to walk right into their own tower collapse. I am getting like very egotistical, narcissistic, very just self-absorbed with this, because a lot of times this is like the Devil card could be like, you know, your own, well, that would be it, your own false illusions, right, of the self. Like this is what this is giving me. Like somebody really believed a lie. You know, like how sometimes they say that like narcissists don't change or blah 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 because they really believe that they're right, or certain people with certain, like that lack empathy and everything, they really see themselves and view themselves as being correct. It's even like if we're talking about like some of the people that are in powers that be, or that have the influence, financial, economic influence within this world, that they just feel like they're just there in the right, so they can't fathom being not in favor, right? And so they just keep seeing things, and it's almost like seeing things going their way until it doesn't. And it's as if like mum's the word, like spirit was not saying anything, which could have made anybody else that was, it can make other people feel like they're not in favor with spirit, because when you see those individuals with a lack of any type of consequence or any negative consequence, where it seems as though, even to you, that they are being reinforced, right? With favor. Nothing looks unfavorable in their life. They keep appearing to have advantages and things like that. So you're getting to a space where you're like, even you may have questioned, okay, we're getting to it. Even you may have questioned, am I the problem? I'm not the problem. Like, like you're like, and you're almost like, you may be the one that's afraid of the answer. And spirit's like, let me tell you something. Because it even fooled you. Like spirit's hands-off approach, waiting for something to, you know what I mean? And sometimes, we all know this, sometimes our ego can get so loud that we think that's our intuition. So it feels like this person, because they're not getting anything external to them that says no, they're not getting synchronicities, they're not getting any kind of downloads. It's like spirit took a step back and let their ego have the megaphone, and they think they're somehow they have favor from the universe, or they have favor in a situation or circumstance. And so they're just gung-ho in it. They don't, it doesn't feel like, it's like they don't see it until they're in it. And I want to say, which one you are, if you have up to this point consistently come back to kind of like there's a saying, narcissists don't actually question whether they're a narcissist. So if you have actually, because there's their version of self-reflection is really just playing in victimhood, right? And finding reasons and excuses and examples of how they are to reinforce what they believe, what their ego says. But if you're consistently asking, like, did I do something wrong? Like, is this, like, I feel like you may do that sometimes to spirit. Like, what, you know what I mean? And this is just kind of giving me, it's so weird because this isn't following a normal pattern for me with this reading, the way that it's kind of going. We're starting over here, and then there's this. And it makes sense now, because they kept showing me the stars in this one. It's called The Stars, right? And it says a long journey brings rewards. And it's all about having been led to this place. There's just something about, almost like even you are fooled a little bit. Like, no matter, like, I feel like you may have had reinforcements, synchronicities, things that would try to tell you you're not, your intuition, something within you would be like, but I don't feel like about, like you would, but even you've been fooled by the appearance of everything. And the silence at times. I want to say that you've experienced silence. And even when spirit spoke, too much existed for you to believe what you heard. Okie dokie. I am not a soap opera type of tarot reader, okay? So I get a little when spirit sometimes does like the really soap opera-ish type of things, but that's just where we're at. Like the dramatic statements, and I'm like, oh my god. And so I try, like, but when a reading is littered with it, I'm like, oh, for crying out loud. So here's the deal. I'm gonna tell you. Just know the entire time I'm cringing with you. I'm like, that's fine. Okay, because they were like, somebody's going to meet their demise. And I'm like, that just sounds so dramatic. Somebody's ego is so big that they're mistaking it for spirit's approval. Oh, shit. That's it. Let me write that one down. Let me write that. I feel like that might be our title. Give me a hot second. No, go back. That was, yep, got it. Okay. That was a goodie. Holy shit. I didn't even know that was going to come out my mouth. All right. So let's see what's. So, okay, I see why they're wanting. They're really having me use the wordings on these things. Take the Two of Swords. It literally says Lord of Restored Peace. The one card that I haven't mentioned over here that's sitting here that we really haven't touched on yet is the Ace of Cups, which is the Lord of like flowing waters. And it's almost like things being back in flow again. And there's something about, I think the time is of the essence, is there's a very particular timing that is necessary for this to happen or occur. And so it's almost like spirit can't show up or show out prior to that. Okay, let's go into this one a little bit. Like, maybe somebody just didn't take it to heart that this message was for them before, and they might be in the energy again of going, I mean, it just feels like you may feel like you're the one being punished. Because I feel like you're afraid of the answer. Like, is it me? Like, did I deserve all of this? Like, am I the shitty person? Am I the shitty one that's like getting karma? Like, what is going on? Like, it feels that way. And somebody's afraid to hear what Spirit's about to say. Okay. Whew. So anxious. Holy shit. It's okay, so the fact that these cards are coming out under the times of the essence, it's almost as if you may feel like your situation continues to deteriorate and nothing is changing or impacting. In fact, circumstances may appear to be in favor of this other individual. And so you're kind of like, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Was I in the wrong about this? Was I so egotistical that I didn't see my I feel like you're very afraid of that. You feel very afraid that there's some type of karmic retribution happening to you, right? That you created this, and it's you're the one that has to suffer, kind of thing. It just feels that way. It feels like verge of tears. But the mere fact that you can come to that conclusion, some people, they would shed their tears and be apologetic because of the consequences, and only because of the consequences. But I get the sense and the fear of the idea or notion that I was that ignorant all along to my wrongdoings, to my what I caused, and so it's like, but there's a message that because the time is of the essence is something about these flowing waters, this Ace of Cups, this peace restored, and this brand new begin, foolish man, okay, that will bring peace, right? There's something about the timing of that being very important. And I'm kind of like, why would one person have to suffer in order to ensure something for somebody else? And I'm like, I don't think that's necessarily what they're saying. So we're going to let them speak on this. Like, why is that? Okay. Because I'm over here, I'm like, so does it need to appear to the other person as if you're, like why would one person's angst and pain be, a catalyst or whatever? And that's not it. There's some manipulation going on behind the scenes, that's for certain. We have the magician and the high priestess. This is like, they kept giving me behind the scenes. It's like, but what about I don't understand what you mean. Like the magician, like, and they're like, what, the magician wields the energies and the resources and everything to make something so, right? He's the ultimate alchemist where he can create something from nothing. And so it's this idea of there is a level of manipulation of energy in that. And I keep feeling that somehow this is tied into the Two of Swords. Like whatever is occurring. See, with the high priestess, a lot of time, take a look at this one. The book right here is almost as if spirit has a good understanding. The etheric has a good understanding, but that book is not open to her right now, right? So it's almost as if everything that should be or is known on the other side isn't necessarily aware and known to the conscious mind. And like there is a reason for that. There is a reason that they're just saying you're not aware of the reason why that we have something is playing out the way that it is, or that it has to play out this way, or that there are things that are occurring. You're not aware of this whole situation of why spirit is moving in this manner. And it's not I think that you have been asking. You've been asking for details. You've been asking for, okay, no, I don't give a shit about them. What about this? What about me? What do I? And it's almost as if they're like, mum's the word. There is a purpose and a reason for not. I don't know if they don't want you to misstep or if it's, but there's a reason. Because I just feel like it's not being revealed to you. The reasons why things are manifesting in the way that they are, and spirit is manipulating the energies in the way that it is. But they are bringing me back. Okay, so with the Two of Swords, they're showing me, remember, when I see two swords crossed, it's usually the answer is somewhere in the middle. Like, it's not is it this or is it this? It's like, it's actually not either or. It's something kind of like ambiguous and in the middle. And your part of your inability to grasp it is thinking in polarities, right? Humans are like, oh, it has to be this or this. Like, there's, you know what I mean? Like, there's no other, and it's something in the middle. Almost as if, they're bringing me back to like the two events needing to happen at the same time. What two events then? Okay. This one has been popping up a lot lately. It's hot. It's a Night Sun Tarot. Like, are you saying this person's ruin? I'm trying to go, like, my brain is trying to go back to what I was saying in regards to someone's ego is so loud. I think Spirit's telling them this. I'm also questioning now. I'm over here going like, do we actually know who Spirit's talking about? Like, are we thinking Spirit's talking about a particular person and it's actually somebody else? Because it's almost as if this person is standing in the way. Explain that card for me, because that's a little... They're using a lot of imagery today, so we're just going to have to bear with me because some of these things may not be... Okay, so they're giving me imagery. Okay, so we have the Lover's card, but take a look at the way that this looks. You have three people here. You have this individual, one hand on them and one hand on this individual. She's got her hand on his heart, the hand on the shoulder. They're and how it almost appears as if this person is in the fucking way, is an obstruction to the two individuals, the two choices, right? You've got the Spirit over here where they're watching, but you notice that the bow and arrow is not pointed. There's no interference on Spirit's behalf. And then I'm trying to understand, like, this person has to be removed. Because we got the Five of Cups here. And again, what they're showing me is these are the two cups that need to be in play, not three. And so it's as if again, like the idea that somehow, I hate to say this, guys, that someone acts as an obstruction between you and something else, and maybe part of their role in allowing the person's ego to kind of take them where their things unravel, right? Something about if spirit intervenes, this person has to be removed to bring these two energies together. Spirit cannot interfere because it's like this other person brings down their own tower type of thing. Their ego will be the thing that causes defeat and ends up having to deal with the Lord of Ruin. And I'm over here like, so what's that got to do with you? And it's almost like you're thinking, I can't seem to make headway. And it's like spirit wants to pull you into this direction. Like, we want to connect you, but this has to happen first. And so it's not a slight against you. It is just how things have to happen with this person. So then I naturally step in, my human's like, so what the fuck? Like, okay, just because someone is not heading in this trajectory just yet, why do they gotta sit in this shitty feeling and be in negative energy or feel like they're getting, it just feels like you feel like you're experiencing something very negative. Why can't my wait time be pleasant? Like, why do I got to be in the doing without and the negative experiences while I wait for this thing to unfold? That's what it feels like to me. It's like, why does that got to be a thing? Because right here we have and this is just reiterating it, King of Wands he's exceptionally powerful, got a lot of force behind him. He like decisively acts towards something unwaveringly, right? But then we have it paired with the Four of Pentacles, which is that very stubborn, holding back type of energy, that hesitancy, that digging your heels in, not moving, like almost stuck type of energy. And then but Four of Pentacles is also like, well, you're kind of good right where you're at. You're stable. I think you would argue with that. You're not stable. Like, something within you is making you believe that you're not stable. Something that is happening, and something that's happening is making you feel like you're being punished. Like, you just are in this vulnerable, raw energy of asking for the truth from spirit and anticipating, like, yes, this is real. Yes, this is yours. No, it's not going to get good. Like, it just feels like you're like, just tell me the fucking truth. You know what I mean? And like the whole idea of ain't it fun living in the real world is you feeling like, well, while this has to play out, I am still here in the real world. I feel like this song is dualistic for both sides. Because remember, initially it was just that, ain't it fun? Like, you're having to deal with some very real world stuff. And it's like, I feel disheartened and emotional about what I'm experiencing right now in this wait period. why would I have to have such a negative experience in the wait period if I hadn't done something wrong? You just are viewing this as some sort of punishment, even if your mind tries to tell you that it's not. You can't help but feel that way. And you feel unsupported, maybe a bit abandoned, because you're not, in this silence, you even feel kind of left out, which you obviously are. High Priestess, the book is closed to you. You're like, I just don't get it. I don't understand. Like, even if I tried to believe this, which is why you don't believe some things that are said, even when something is said to you. Like even if I were to believe that, why does it have to be like this in the wait period? What does that... what purpose does it serve? Okay. Storm and Tarot. Ugh. Like, I feel like you're like, I don't even give a fuck about whatever obstruction, person, anything it is. You're like, what about me? Like, what did I do to deserve this? You are really mulling it over. And it's like the Time of the Essence card is saying, don't worry, this is going to happen. It's a matter of timing, but it is going to happen. The reconciliation of all these energies, peace being restored, this brand new start, abundance and waters flowing again. It is going to happen. And it's like the hope and a prayer on the, like, floating in the air. It's like that's so fleet. Like, what does that do for me right now? You don't feel afloat and you don't feel stable. You don't feel rooted. You don't feel like you're like, I don't think you would agree that you're in a good place. Like, there's just no way your human could interpret this any other way. We have the Knight of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune. It's going to come in fast and sudden. Things will change very quickly. Things will get better very quickly. But then I'm like, here's the thing. When we talk about the wheel, like in an instant, something can change. Got it. When's that instance going to happen, though? There's a very... not being able to wrap your head around something, right? Because there's this feeling of in the midst of this, while all this woohoo things happening behind the scenes kind of stuff, I am stuck here in the real world. And your version of stable is not the real world's version of stable. And so, like this, like even like oh, it'll happen quickly when it does happen. But when is that actually going to be? When is that actually going to be? I just had... I don't know if somebody is experiencing any like Kundalini awakening symptoms or like ascension symptoms or whatever you want to call it. But like when, not heart palpitations, but when the heart feels like it's wriggling, like it's going like this, and you're like, whoa, in the midst of it. It's not like your heartbeat. It's an energy of something moving in there. That I just felt that. Page of Cups. See, let's look at this. Hold on, let me. It's so funny. Like the imagery almost seems very counter to the card itself. Take a look at her. Take a look at her. She has a ball, a big lead metal ball chained to her foot. She's chained to right where the fuck she's at. Look at these other individuals back here. You see these people? These images right here? They're on their hands and fucking knees. Like that almost looks like they're like they are, it's like you're on your knees. Whatever this situation has you feeling utterly weighed down. And here I see this cup just sitting here. And normally if a person's in that energy, I would expect the cup to be pouring into them. It's just sitting there. The promise of something does nothing for what's happening right now. Now, this Five of Cups is definitely different than this Five of Cups. You have 3 cups tumbling, typical. 2 cups upright. But the 3 cups that are tumbling, take a look what it looks like. Now, someone could say that's paint, but others could say that's red light. Like this, like you feel like this situation, circumstances is bleeding you. It is depleting you of your life force. All the while back here, you feel like spirit is just watching. Okay. So obviously we are aware. And I also feel like spirit is aware of this. Doesn't make a person feel good. Spirit, I'm just going to say, oh, yes, I'm very aware that you feel that way. Thanks. Okay. Okay. And look at how fucking confused. Look at her hair. Look at this. Look at this. Just okay. It's like a million wires and roots and connections and coming down through the crown, through the third eye. It's one of those things where it's like they're all over the place. They're entwined. They're tied up in knots. It's like you're getting so much yet don't understand a thing. I'm going to show you how this looks. Okay, spirit, come on. Okay. I used to do this all the time. It used to irritate the shit out of me. I know you're going to do this, little fucker. There, see it? See it? See it? Like it just feels that way. Okay, so what is the point of this? Like, okay, I'm getting hot. I am sorry to do this to you. But it feels like one of those where we aren't going to get beyond the promise that things are going to get better. You have a Page of Cups here that you feel restricted from. And very well much so are. Like there's something tied up in with this timing is of the essence and something about this other person or this obstruction in your path. And then like spirit watching the entire time. And it feels like it's draining you of your life force. And all you can do is on a hope and a prayer, like rest on a hope and a prayer, like oh, that this is going to happen. And they are saying when it does happen, it'll happen suddenly. It's going to be very quick and swift. There'll be a drastic change in your fortune. I don't see an answer. And they're just Seven of Cups. They're reiterating it. It's too much. You can't see, like it's too much. You can't see this. You can't see. You're confused. You can't fathom how this is going to pan out, how this is in your favor, or why this is even occurring. And you're not in the know. You're not. You got no clue how this is gonna, like, you're like, how is this gonna happen? How is this gonna pan out? If you don't have the information from spirit coming through clearly, all you have is what's around you. Because over here, what's so funny is this is like what they're saying you're in. This is the energy you're in. It's got you hella fucking confused. Like, almost like you're being told of a cup. You may even believe in the cup. You may even see it because this heifer can see that shit. But you can't get to it. And you feel hella fucking defeated. And you're confused and you just don't get it. Like, and here we have the Page of Pentacles with the Three of Cups. This new beginning that we talked about, this breath of fresh air, this tangible new start coming in will bring a lot of joy, contentment, and abundance. Everything will become clear. Your path will be cleared out. The road to victory, everything will come to light. Ace of Pentacles. This will come to you. The Page of Pentacles will bring an Ace of Pentacles. You will have this new start. You will. The Sun card and the Ace of Pentacles. Man, that's a tough fucking reading, guys. We are aware. We know. We see you. We understand how this is impacting you. No, we cannot. See, if there's something about the obstruction or the person, I really feel like it's a person, their ego needs to be so loud that they think that they're in favor. If somehow spirit steps in your life, that would give them the indication. But it's like, why can't we, like, I'm over here advocating for, I'm like, okay, you can step in quietly. You can make it easy without beaming to the world that, You know, it's like you could actually give the Four of Pentacles. Like, I might have just enough. I might have this level of stability, but I can't go any further. Like, you can at least allow me to feel like my head is above water. Something about your current circumstance you feel like is not the Four of Pentacles. Because with the Four of Pentacles, you know, there's at least a bit of stability. That's what fours are. There's at least a little bit of like, okay, I got at least this covered, right? But in your material world, right? In your 3D existence, she's stingy and she's stubborn and she's holding on to things really tight because it may feel fleeting, because it doesn't feel very stable. But Spirit's perspective on things is everything's going to be okay, all the while you do not feel okay. Is there any reassurance that we can give to anybody about this? That things are stable as this works itself out? You don't feel it. You don't feel it. You don't have any visible reassurance. There may be something that just here recently happened that's got you a little bit shaken, like everything in you would be like, that's not stable or secure whatsoever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no, like, it's almost like Spirit's like, you got a status quo right now that's good, right? Where we're not going to let anything really happen to you, but you're like, you feel like it's happening. Like, something has happened and you're like, the fuck is this then, huh? What the fuck is it? Like, I just feel like being like, wow. So let's talk about that and give them some reassurance on that. Yeah. Wow, this is just so fucking burdensome. Now you're gonna at least touch on this. How is it at least stable? How is it that everything's at least okay? Address the thing that makes them feel this is not true. You're looking at something. Something has caused you to feel like, I feel like going from here up into my throat. Oof. Oof. LP. Holy shit. They are seeing and dealing with something contrary to this in this moment, which is why they feel and are questioning, am I the problem? And they're afraid of the response. They don't know if they believe the response. So I think it's whether you can talk about how things are going to move forward, or whether you can or can't step in because that would mess up some kind of natural order or some shit. Like, whatever that is, you got to at least address this. You've got to at least address that. Ugh, it just feels on the verge of tears. There may be information. There may be some type of delay around some legal agreement, some paperwork. There may be some kind of obligation that you're not able to meet right now, because we've got the courthouse card, which is all about, again, he's holding something. It could be a contract that you have. It could be sometimes, because it's also like negotiations, mediations, things like that. It could be like something is stalled in that process, because this is the delay card. Message of concern is either getting information you don't want to hear, or it is actually delay, like a delay in things. And so there might be something you're contractually obligated towards that you feel like you can't meet. That could be paying rent, your mortgage, things like that. It could be meeting some kind of a deadline, and you're like, I can't fucking do that right now. Like something about that is delayed, right? Or progress on some type of negotiation, or there's like a delay in receiving a contract. There's just something there that's delayed, and it's got you. And that's the thing that you don't fucking like. That's where your concern is. I mean, distance horizons is your desire, your want, your wishes, right? It is what you envision for yourself. And you are not feeling very good about what you hope and wish and desire to be, because we have bad health and concern. Like your level of concern is to the point where it is impacting you on a physiological level. It is stress, tension. It creates an impediment within your being. Okay, so we know that. What is the solution? Like this delay, they wouldn't be worried about a delay if that did not have the potential to be detrimental to them. I mean, I guess that's not true. Sometimes we just don't like delays, but if it's something contractual and time sensitive, again, time is of the essence, you may feel like you are I don't know, I just feel like you're fooling yourself. Whatever this is, this delay is casting a shadow of doubt on the ability to have this wish, this desire. What is the community card? I feel like you're saying, because this keeps coming out, like, I need support in order to feel better, in order to elevate myself out of this energy. Like because the community card is all about the people that you surround yourself with, the ones you can rely on, but it's about resources, support, aid, community. You know what I'm saying? And then we have the high honor, which is about elevation and improvement and things like that. And it's kind of like, that doesn't feel, no offense, Spirit, but they live in the real world. What can they do about this thing that is right in front of them, that is occurring in this moment? Fine and dandy with whatever course you fucking think needs to be taken, but in the meantime, they're dealing with the real world. You're saying that the whole situation or that they're in a good place or at least stable, and it's like, no, like our definitions are different, Spirit. So either like what the fuck do you mean? Is it all good? Like, what do you mean? Will it rectify itself? Like, what are you trying to say with that? Like, I feel it here. I don't know why I feel it here. Not like heartburn. It's not heartburn. It's like when this feels like it's doing something, this feels like it's closing up. Like a labor in breathing. Like I can't open it up. Okay. I was like, what the fuck do you mean by this? Like, because a wealthy man can be a multitude of different things. We've got change. Wealthy man. Wealthy man can be like somebody with exceptional business acumen who got King of Pentacles type of energy, Emperor, really good at maneuvering through institutions, being a leader, that kind of stuff. It could be somebody who's really great in finances, or it could just mean finances, period. Like it hits on your finances, like your personal finances, right? And they're like, there'll be a change. The change that there will be an increase in someone's finances. But someone is currently not with. I don't know if this contract or this obligation, this responsibility, this agreement, this process is fucking with somebody's money, or as a result, I split it and they're like, you will get unexpected money. I shit you not. I was just trying to fucking shuffle. Official person is the avenue which something can come through. It's like, it's a lot of times something you can't control necessarily. But it's almost like it's official. It's the, yes, it's happening. And then we've got the unexpected money. So it's almost like I feel like Spirit's like, I can see the totality of something and you're stable, you're good. Like it's not really it's gonna go unscathed. It's not gonna be whatever. And you're like, you are just this being, I feel like you get downloads, but you're so discombobulated with some of them because everything in your present moment is so counter to that. And that's why this looks the way that it is, you know? Here's this cup. You are told of the cup. You see the cup. You understand, like, and you can't get to the fucking cup. And there are real world, I just want to say this courthouse is real world shit that's being impacted that you have to have concerns about, because these delays or the not good information can fuck with this at least minimal stability, right? This ain't no 10 of Pentacles. It's the 4 of Pentacles. It's like bare minimum foundation. You're good. You're okay. You're not going to die from this. It's like, holy shit. When you're standing on this and anything, it's almost like anything could wash you away. Like anything could compromise this when that's all that there is. It's like the bare minimum is what it feels like. And they're like, there's going to be a change in your finances. Money will have a shift. Now I'm feeling it here. It's like whatever you're feeling here is like traveling. This to me, when it's being cut off, because this is your truth, it almost feels like you're questioning the truth of something. You're questioning what you can believe. And then it's traveling down here and it's getting to your confidence and your sense of power. Okay, so with poverty, they have the false person, which I think is more about like, if the false person is like things that aren't seen clearly or unknown. Is it good? Is it bad? That kind of thing. And you're like, I can't really tell how this is going to pan out. I can't really tell how this is going. All I see around me is the lack, not having. Like things are not in a good position. And they're like, but you don't have, there's unknown factors. You don't see it all, right? And they're like, we've got sudden wealth, the house card, and expectation. There will be a balancing out. Something will like your finances will be okay. Money to a certain degree, or something that allows the stability, because the house card is that true foundation, right? The Four of Pentacles feels like I have a slab and a good gush of wind, a tornado, a hurricane, something, and my ass is off this thing. Like I literally am at least not sitting on the fucking muddy ground. I've got the foundation, but I don't have any structure to protect me. So one little erosion of the ground and like I could fall off the cliff. Like it's just, and this is like secured protection. Like it is a structure that you are safe within, that is not that easily movable or penetrated. You know what I'm saying? And so like that's what you can expect. But you're not so sure. Like there's just this level of doubt. You can't see it. And so if there's something that has happened, a delay, not being able to meet your responsibilities, things like that, that will turn around. You will. It's like they make it sound and feel like it will not scathe you. It won't have the impact. Like something will be able to change in regards to your finances. Am I getting this correctly, Spirit? Your support, your resources will improve. You will get help. I just heard Mrs. Doubtfire, help is on the way, dear. Like, I just feel like this kind of energy can definitely make somebody feel almost like they are going to like that's potential for rewounding, is when you have to live in this type of energy, this type of existence. It just feels like that's this close to having another trauma. Like people who have to constantly live in survival mode, because that's what it feels like to me. If your foundation, any sense of stability could be easily wiped out with one little something, then and you're seeing it and you're witnessing it, and like, holy shit, like, no, that just feels so like, but something will transpire to keep the status quo so that this whole thing can pan out. Okie dokie. Is what it is. I do not feel like I made that situation any better. Because you have to you have to stay afloat on a hope and a prayer kind of thing. It's just that's you're like, and there's this this smart assness that comes with it. Ain't it fun living in the real world? It's like, in the meantime, great. It's amazing. It's awesome. It's just, I was just reading what Kelsey wrote. She's like, a narc will never think they are wrong or the problem. And the truth is, like, sometimes they will pretend that they'll feign remorse on something, but they always have an excuse for it. Like, it was because of this, and oh my gosh, and that kind of stuff, right? And so you're kind of like, there's just something here where it's like, God, and it's funny because, I mean, maybe the only benefit of your current circumstance is it prevents you from focusing on whoever or whatever's the obstruction in your path. Sorry, guys. This is about my son. I had to take my son to his dad yesterday because he was having jaw pains and issues. We had to get him into a dentist to see if he had an infection or something going on. And she didn't take any fucking x-rays, but said, no, it's not an infection. It's just his molars coming in, do X, Y, and Z. He's had a headache, neck pain, all kinds of stuff going on. And I'm like, how does she know there's not an infection if she didn't look? And then his dad just texted me something new. So something must have developed with my son, and I need to check in on him. So I'm going to hop off here because I was like, if it gets worse, take him to the ER. Like, take him. So I don't know. Let's hope and pray that my son doesn't have anything, but he's in a lot of pain right now. It's my 14-year-old. So let's send him a lot of healing energy and love and wrap him up. And I will be back later on this week. Okay, guys? Thank you for your patience. Appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.